Hello and welcome back. My name is Deanna of Virtuous HR Solutions. I help small business owners just like you build trust with employees to prevent lawsuits using HR techniques. And today we're going to talk about why you can't keep or find any employees. Now, I know you clicked on this video thinking, oh, I'm having a hard time finding employees. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants to be paid $25 an hour. But, and I challenge you with this but, have you ever thought that the reason you can't find or keep employees might just be you? People today are looking for job security, and that doesn't mean $25 an hour. They want to know when they go to work that it's worth leaving what they're leaving at home. It's worth putting their child in daycare. It's worth being able, if they need to, calling out of work and be able to afford to go to a doctor if they need to. So now that I'm off my soapbox, let's get down to the reasons why you can't find or keep employees. And the first reason I have for you are your job descriptions. As simple as it sounds, it is so difficult for some small business owners to create a job description that attracts employees. So either you're putting in too much detail or not enough detail. And yes, there's a such thing as too much in a job description and too little in a job description. You have to find that perfect medium, which I can help you with if you book a call with me. Link is in the description below if you want to do that and come up with a personalized plan. But let's get back to these job descriptions as too little. So too little means all you're doing is putting the job title, maybe the pay, some things that they're doing, and then email me resume at this email address. Who are you targeting? You're not giving enough information. What is your business? What do I get out of it working for you? You know, things of that nature. Like, what qualifications do I need? Don't just assume because you put that little paragraph that someone's going to send you an email with a resume. If anything, you'll just get the people that's going to ghost you in the interview, or someone that's going to slack off at work and just take advantage of you because you're a small business owner. And so they're just going to end up doing what they want to do. Okay? Too little. Too much is putting everything in the kitchen sink in that job description. Okay? I'm talking about, why is your job description 3 pages? If you post it on Instagram, why are you filling up all 10 slides of this carousel on this job posting? Okay? No, don't do that. You need to know the difference between your must-haves and like-to-haves. Your like-to-haves do not need to be on that job posting at all whatsoever. Okay? And there is a difference. And having all that will overwhelm somebody, and they're thinking now, okay, I don't have any of those skills, or they're asking for so much that I'm not going to live up to their standards, so I'm not going to apply to the job. So both of them, you're deterring people from applying. Remember, job descriptions. Too little or too much is a no-go. Reason number 2 of why you can't find employees is where you are posting your job ad, job description, wanted ad, whatever you want to call it, okay? When you post it on these big search engines, Indeed, Glassdoor, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, when you post it on those and you don't have the right keywords, then your job posting is going to get lost in the shuffle. It really is. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Someone has to type in exactly something that is on your job posting for your job posting to come up. And if it does come up, if you do have the keywords, remember, you're competing with all these other businesses. Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. You're competing with the big boys, okay? And if your pay is lower than theirs, or if your benefits is not as great as theirs, if the way you wrote your job description isn't as great as theirs, someone's going to overlook yours. Or again, someone's going to take advantage of you because you're a small business owner and you might not know what to do with an employee. And there's some people out there that know all the loopholes, how to keep themselves employed, okay? These people, they look for small business owners sometimes because they know They know the gray areas when it comes to employment law. And they know that most of these small business owners don't know employment law. So they know who to pick and who not to pick. But that's just my soapbox. I'm going to get off of it. And I'm going to get back to these tips because that's why you're here, right? So my tip for you is when you post in, start small, start in your community. Your community supports you. Support your community back with actually providing jobs for them. And then if you're not finding any luck within your community, then go to these job boards. But start small first, please. Please start small first. Another reason, and this is a touchy one, is relying on word of mouth or relying on a reference from someone. If someone, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever, says, yeah, I know someone that can work that, needs a job, and little iffy about that. Still take them through your application process. Still interview them. And don't hire them just because someone referred them to you. So that is definitely a no-go. So do not solely rely on word of mouth and references from people you know. Okay? There are some good people out there that you don't know, that your cousin don't know, that your sister don't know, that your coworker don't know. So don't solely rely on it. Still post the job board, the job ad, the job description, and just include them in the interview process is my tip for you. Reason number 3 is that you're not hiring for the right position. So as a business owner, when you go from solopreneur to employer, you're going to have to start taking yourself out of the business. And what I mean by that is your personal feelings about who you should hire, what you want to hire, and think about the business as its own entity, which it is, and what your business need. Okay? So what example can I give you? Okay, so you have, let's just say you have a service-based business, online business, and you think you need a personal assistant to handle everything, right? But what your business really needs is a social media manager. So you personally will love the personal assistant to answer your phone calls, set up your meetings, invoicing, but your business is screaming, I need a social media manager. I need you to get more reach first and then hire a personal assistant. So that's what I mean by you need to take your feelings and your personal things out of your business first and think about what your business needs. Another tip for reason number 3 of hiring the right position is you need to know your strengths and weaknesses. You need to know where you're strong at business-wise and where you're weak at business-wise. And same thing for personal. You need to know where you're strong at personal-wise and where you're weak at personal-wise. Reason for it, because when you're hiring for your business, because I know a lot of business owners eventually will need a personal assistant of some sort or administrative assistant of that nature. That's personal. But you want to hire for your business first, right? So that's why I said your business strengths and weaknesses. And you need to hire someone that is strong in your weakest spots. Okay? I know it don't make sense, but I promise you, once you figure out where your weaknesses are, find someone who has your weaknesses as their strengths. And that's going to be your best hire, I promise you. Now we're at reason number 4. And I have one more reason. So after this, but 4 is you keep blaming the world. You keep blaming the world for your problems. You keep blaming the world as why you cannot find employees. You blame everybody but yourself. No accountability at all. No responsibility at all. That's the reason why you can't find employees. You attract what you give out. If you're giving out people are untrustworthy, non-reliable, all they want is money, they lazy, guess who's going to apply for your business? Those people that are untrustworthy, unreliable, and lazy. You attract what you give out into the world. I wholeheartedly believe it. And so you sitting there blaming the world for all your problems and not taking accountability for yourself and your actions and not really want to invest in yourself, then that's, you get what you give. Okay, plain and simple. And now we land at the very last reason I have for you as why you cannot find employees, and it is trust. So in tip number 4, when I was saying you blame external factors like people are untrustworthy, well, that's because you don't trust anybody, obviously. But it also means that you don't trust yourself. When you don't trust anybody, in all actuality, you don't trust yourself. And people are like, oh yeah, I trust myself to do this and that and another. So I'm trying to think of a better way to explain this to you is when you go out and you're driving, you trust yourself to stop at the red light. You trust yourself to stop at a stoplight, but you're also trusting the other drivers to do the same. You're trusting them to stop and not run a red light, to not run that stoplight or stop sign. You trusting them not to run into you, to get off their phone and to pay attention. So the same thing needs to happen within your business when you're hiring employees. You need to give that blind trust to them. It sounds scary. It sounds like you're giving your business up, or maybe they're going to like do something horrible and your business fails. It is a risk, but you have to give that blind trust, because if you hire somebody and then you're micromanaging me, or you're always checking up on me, or that employee, they're going to feel like, okay, this person doesn't trust me. Then they're going to leave. And then you're on that hiring Ferris wheel of always hiring somebody and then not trusting them to do their work. When you hire somebody, give that blind trust for them to do their work. Okay? Now, I have another video of attracting and retaining employees that goes in a little bit more detail on the retaining part that you can watch. But just know that you have to give that blind trust. Okay? Just like when you're driving and you trust all those people on the road not to run into you, to stop at red lights and stop signs, you need to trust that employee that you hired, that they're going to do the work for your business. And then they're going to respect you and your business. And another thing about trust before I wrap up tip number 5 is that when you don't trust them, you're not giving them the space and the respect that they need to exercise their gifts and talents. That's the reason why you hired them, right? Because they're good at something. And when you don't trust them, or you have this mistrust, then yeah, you're going to fall into the trap of them hiding their gifts and talents, finding somewhere else to go, and then that business take off and you missed a great opportunity. So that is all the time I have for you today. Of course, I will be back with another video to help you and your small business grow and thrive. Until then, I see you next time. Bye, guys.